Hey guys, bit of a random one today. Executive dysfunction is not a term that I'd even heard until maybe 18 months or so ago. Before that, I just thought I was lazy. I think that's quite a common um, mistake that people kind of mistake it for laziness. It's not, because you beat yourself up about it every single second. It's hard to explain, so it's easier if I just give examples of why, like, my head today is completely mashed and just, well, other than the fact that I've been in and this is, I suppose, my first day of back to like normality, so maybe that's part of it, but there's not really a real reason why today I just can't function. Most days I can, today I just can't. Obviously I've got like the kids to school, went to work for a bit this morning, but since I've been home, no, actually I went to the retail park and I was struggling a little bit at the retail park, wandering aimlessly around Boots. And then, yeah, since I've come home, I just can't do anything. And that's really bizarre, isn't it? Like, because it's not like I'm just being lazy and I've just sat here. I've literally sat in the kitchen for like an hour and a half, looking at everything that needs doing, thinking first thing I need to do is find bin bags, or do I have lunch? Do I make toast? Do I make a drink? Do I find the bin bags? And then those three things I've just like cycled around in my head, like I can't do one until after the other, but which do I need? It's really hard to explain. So I thought, oh, maybe if I take the dog out, that'll like clear my head, and then I'll come back and I'll be able to do it. No, it's still just, it's hard to explain, because I suppose you don't really know how anybody else's head works until you kind of, somebody tells you one day, like, everyone else's brain doesn't have to think through like every tiny little, like, if I'm, it comes back to Spoon's theory as well, I suppose, of like how much energy you have in a day and that kind of thing as well. But so I'm sat here right now and I wanted to go and get a drink, my brain goes, oh, so you'd have to open the cupboard, get the glass, like put squash in the glass, put water in the glass, blah, blah, blah. First you've got to get your ass off the bed, you've got to walk downstairs. That's too many steps. Like, that's really hard to explain. Is it? Then you're like, well, there might be a bottle of Coke in the fridge, so if I could just go down, like, I could get the Coke out of the fridge, I could put that in the glass. Then like, head's like, no, that's too. What can we cut out? What can we cut out? Okay, we'll cut the glass out. Maybe we'll just drink the Coke straight out of the bottle, put it back in the fridge. Maybe we can just about manage that one. That's like the smallest, like, little tip of the iceberg of like how my head just goes like, I can't make toast for lunch. I've sat there for an hour wanting to make toast for lunch. My brain can't do it. Why will my brain not let me do it? I'm not anxious about it. I'm getting upset now because I'm so like annoyed at myself that I can't do such a simple stupid thing. But I don't know why. It's hard to explain. So it's like all the steps. You'd have to get a knife out, then you get the bread out, then you put the bread out. That's why we live on the majority of the time. Like, if I'm cooking for the twins and Rob, then obviously I'll cook like proper meals and things. But if it's just me, unless it's like a packet of crisps I can get straight out of the cupboard, or I'll eat a packet of ham with no bread because I have not got the function to be able to make a sandwich. Like, I, I wish I could explain it more, but yeah, that's like the basic things of like my lunch. And then if you think like, I've walked into the house this morning, I've been ill for a week. Rob's tried to keep on top of the house, but obviously it's not going to be perfect because, well, he's a man. Well, my house is never perfect anyway. My house is far from perfect at the best of times, but there's, like washing that needs doing, washing up that needs doing, tidying up, blah, 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 blah. And because my brain's so overwhelmed by there being so many things to do, nothing ends up getting done because my brain's just like, that's too hard. We can't do this before we've done that. And like, we'd have to do this to be able to put that washing on. We'd have to fold the other washing and put that away. And like, it's just like a never ending cycle in my head. But I don't know why it only really affects me when I'm at home on my own. By the time the twins are home later, then I'll be like in do things mode, and then I don't stop and think, and then I'll just do everything and it'll get done. But right now, while I'm at home on my own, I haven't been relaxing for the time that I am doing nothing. I'm just sat there beating myself up over why I can't do them. And to somebody that's never experienced this, like, probably just think I'm rambling absolute rubbish, but if anybody can relate to it, then yeah, it's the hardest thing on earth. And it's why I'm starting to think that maybe, like, I tell Rob every single day that he needs to get an ADHD diagnosis. I've been telling him this like since pretty much the day we met, for like a million and one reasons. But he very much has like a hyperactive presentation, which causes all kinds of like chaos in life. But he's like, the hyper loses stuff every second, can't really hold a proper conversation, like no concentration on, or you know, he can concentrate on certain things but other things can't at all, that kind of thing. But he functions in some ways better than I do. So I'm almost thinking whether like ADHD medication would be more beneficial to me day to day than it would to him, or whether we're just going to end up going down that road together and we'll both end up with ADHD diagnosis. I don't know.